Hello and welcome to the Arcade Football Podcast. We are back for episode 2 of season 3, finally, after a week away again. We apologise for that.
It's too cold.
It's very cold, very cold. I'm Kyle Dixon, joined by Matt Ty.
Hello.
Matt Thowney.
Hello.
As per usual. We have no special guest again this week, unfortunately. Scheduling issues and all that crap. David, Graham, Stuart and Mark all will be with us eventually. They will come back to us. But there's the three of us and we have a lot to get through as usual. Huge Premier League weekend. Huge Premier League weekend when you look at the fixtures. We'll run through 5 stories, we say. 5 stories that really caught our eye. The main stories, I suppose. Where do you guys want to start? Shall we start with the biggest one?
Yeah, why not?
Manchester City absolutely tore apart by Liverpool on Saturday.
They just didn't turn up.
Well, I think we got the first glimpse of vintage Jurgen Klopp in the Premier League there. That's what we're going to expect now from whenever Liverpool play. It was
a real... I mean, I don't know how much you guys saw of Dortmund under Klopp, but the performance was very similar to how Dortmund used to play, especially in the Champions League when they had that really good season. I mean, they stuffed Real Madrid one year.
Well, yeah, as I was going to say, Robert Lewandowski in that game absolutely tore them apart. But everyone forgets that entire team, despite conceding the goal, was actually brilliant on the night.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you got people like Marco Reus, Mario Götze, Sven Bender, it was a great team. And Liverpool, you can see it matching up in a way.
Like you got Jordan Ibe, who is coming out of his shell now. He's actually. And
you also got to think that they did this with no recognised striker on the pitch. They had both Sturridge and
Firmino
is that false number 9. He's classically an attacking midfielder who can fill in. He's like a Schürrle. He can play striker but prefers to be in midfield.
Saying that, he did have the Lewandowski performance.
Oh yes.
When he was at Hoffenheim, he was phenomenal. And when he started playing for Brazil, I said that if he comes to the Premier League, he will be fantastic. Granted, he hasn't had the greatest of starts, but he's starting now to show his performances under Klopp because he's releasing him into the wild, essentially, you would say, and letting him
roam.
It's the Brazilian connection as well with Coutinho, as we say, playing the Götze role in a way.
Yeah.
Where do Liverpool go from here? Because it's a great performance, but they can't really get ahead of themselves, can they?
They need to build up a few results, have a good string of results, and then challenge for one of the top 4 roles.
Well, the thing is that on the opening day they played Stoke City and Philip Coutinho scored, and everyone was like, "This is the real."
That was the most boringest game.
Well, it wasn't though. Like from a Liverpool,
you clearly haven't seen many United games there.
From a Liverpool standpoint, it was a fantastic performance from Brendan Rodgers' side. Everyone thought Liverpool could actually do something this year, but then it was same old Liverpool. But with Jurgen Klopp in charge, you just have this feeling that this isn't the end. This is like there's gonna be another performance next week that you just think this is. Like,
well, I mean, when Klopp went into Dortmund, they were in the position that Liverpool are in now. They were a sleeping giant in a way. They hadn't won anything for a while. They were out the big teams as such. Because at that time you had Dortmund, you had Munich. Wolfsburg were up there.
Leverkusen.
Schalke, Leverkusen. Dortmund came up from nowhere. Klopp could do it again. His problem is, and this is a problem that Liverpool have had for a few years actually, even going back to Benitez in that title challenge season. They'll play really well against the big sides, but when it's Crystal Palace at home, they'll lose.
I see where you're coming from there. Someone actually said to me earlier that it's all good, like Jurgen Klopp's style and everything, but you've got to remember the way football's changed. The lower teams will now sit off, and Jurgen Klopp thrives off teams that attack him. That's what he thrives on. And teams like West Brom won't do that. They're afraid to do that, so they're just going to sit back and soak up the pressure and get you on the counter attack.
So I suppose that's a problem for Klopp in a way. This is why, I mean, him in particular, he was happy with the result, but he was quick not to get ahead of themselves, because it's a 4-1 win over Manchester City in a way on paper is absolutely useless when you lose to Crystal Palace, because you would have been expected to beat Palace, so you're just making up for the points that you lost really on paper.
Well, it's like when they nearly won the title. They beat Manchester City at Anfield 3-2.
Yeah.
And no one will ever forget that game. But it meant nothing in the end because they drew to Palace. And then they started
did the double
points.
over United that season, but United won the league because they beat Palace weren't in the league at the time, but are we talking about the same
No,
season?
we're not.
He's talking
I'm talking about Manchester City.
He's talking about 12-13 season. You're on the 8-9 season where I think it came down to the
This
Wigan
is
part.
the same thing.
point,
It's the same thing, yeah.
It's been following them for a long time.
You've got to get the results that you're expected to get, then go to the big places. That's
Yeah.
what let Chelsea down in 13-14. We did the double over Liverpool and City, but because we couldn't get the results of places like Palace and Swansea,
Dropped points at home as well.
dropped points and we lost to Sunderland and drew against Norwich.
Yeah. See, that's what Sir Alex Ferguson has always been good at.
Getting the points.
But
But
that he
then
meant to get.
City, there's still that hoodoo over them. That company needs to be inside in order for them to keep a clean sheet, let alone win a game.
It's like, I mean, I didn't see the game fully, but from what I saw and from what I've saw of City in the past, if Vincent Kompany isn't in the side, Mangala is not a defender.
Well, I think
Do you know what I mean?
He does sometimes do a David Luiz and just sort of disappears a little.
I think it's very unfair that is because you've got to remember he's playing like Mangala is that defender that's still growing in my opinion. Like when David Luiz was first at Chelsea, he was still a growing defender, and you got to give Mangala time.
I get what you're saying.
Hang on, and Demichelis is an experienced defender. I'd blame Demichelis, not Mangala. Demichelis is an experienced defender and should keep that line sorted.
Definitely.
30 minutes they were ripped apart. I'm sorry, that's his fault.
Definitely. Demichelis isn't a good leader, I suppose. But to your point of Mangala being a growing defender, why is a defender that still needs to grow? Why is a player that still needs to grow playing for one of the world's best teams?
Because at some stage they have to be there, in my opinion. You're not going to learn unless you're at the big side.
Well, if Pellegrini didn't trust him, why didn't he put Otamendi in, who's that's more experienced?
That's an argument I do agree with, is that Otamendi should have played, especially with the form he's been on as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I do agree
the thing
with
is,
that.
when Kompany's not in that team, Pellegrini doesn't know his best back four, because he's mixed and matched it so many times, because even under Mancini, we had Kompany and Lescott, Kompany and whoever, Kolarov occasionally played at centre-back, and now it's Kompany and Demichelis, Otamendi and Demichelis, Otamendi and Kompany. He just can't make his mind up. And occasionally a midfielder's gone in there, and everyone's thinking, what on earth are you doing?
I think we all agree that City's best back four, in a way, back two centre-backs are Kompany and Otamendi.
Yeah.
And until they get them together playing games regularly, City have got troubles at the back.
Well, Demichelis is still a decent defender.
Oh yeah, definitely
He's
a
just
top-class defender.
he just doesn't have the legs that
I think-
Otamendi does.
I think they're all.
Mangala could be a great.
I think
defender.
they're all world-class defenders
Hmm.
if they've got company next to them. You see what I mean? Like Demichelis, in my opinion, I think he should leave City because he's not of that calibre anymore. He can't keep up with these great players.
I suppose that's the problem with the centre-back position, because it's something that's happened throughout history, I suppose. When you look back to Vidic and Ferdinand, they were great defenders in their own right, but they was always 10 times better when they were together.
Like,
You know what I mean?
no one wanted to play against them.
But if you played against Vidic when he's got Evans who's just coming through, Torres tore him apart. Or Ferdinand when he's on his own, you could beat them.
Ferdinand with Phil Jones was just kind of like a laughing stock defence.
Exactly. I mean, even Chelsea last season, and this season, I suppose, Gary Cahill's a great defender, but he's not the same defender unless he has John Terry next to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it goes through. City need Kompany and Otamendi back to win the league at this point.
Yeah.
They're still favourites.
On the plus side, Aguero's back in fitness and he got a goal.
Aguero got a goal, exactly.
Great finish as well. to be fair.
We'll move on from one title challenger to a potential
An
other
extreme
title
outside.
Very outside. So outside I'm in Portsmouth.
challenger. So outside is in Portsmouth. Last week we did speak a bit about Jamie Vardy, obviously, and we went on for a while about Jamie Vardy's brilliant praise. So we're not going to speak about Jamie Vardy as such. We're actually going to praise Leicester this week, because I don't think we did them much justice, I suppose. Leicester, table toppers, and they could do it going into Christmas. I mean, they got Man United and Chelsea and Everton coming up, but if they get some good
I am
results,
quite tempted to put a pound on them getting Europe.
Ooh, that's a long way away, yeah, I'd say.
But thing is, Matt was telling me earlier, Chelsea, despite being 15th in the table, are 16-1 to retain the title.
66-1.
66-1 to retain the title, sorry. But Leicester are 150-1, and they're top.
Yeah.
Because
I'd say that. I'd say that's fair, really. I mean, Leicester have got to be very, very careful that they don't do a whole City.
well, the thing is, I don't think they will do a whole City.
I'm not saying they
and
will.
in my
but-
defence, the reason why they won't, Jamie Vardy, in my opinion, this weekend that run's going to stop because he's going to face the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this weekend, and has only conceded one in several games. So I think that run's going to end. But I can see Jamie Vardy still scoring 15, near 20 goals this season.
Jamie Vardy scores 15 or 20 goals this season. He's playing for a top 4 side next season.
No,
Guarantee you.
no, because it's a one-season wonder. Doesn't mean anything in my opinion. Harry Kane scored 30 goals last season, and he's not playing for
Tottenham.
No, I know what you're saying, but I think
Man
done the right
United
thing.
did go in.
Man United did go in for him, but players that have a one season like wonder should stay at the club for one more season. If they do it again, then consider going.
Well, Vardy's on his way to the Bernabeu, if you believe what you read.
No, really.
And if you also believe on you read, Bale and Ronaldo are going back to United.
Which one's more likely?
Well, like with Mahrez as well, I think he is like, if you forget about Jamie Vardy, Mahrez throughout the season has been phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. If Vardy hasn't been getting the goals that he has, you would say that Riyad Mahrez has been possibly up there as player of the year so far.
I think if Vardy doesn't win it and the way it's going, then Riyad Mahrez should win it. He's been that good. Because without Riyad Mahrez, he wouldn't have got the 10
you can
goals.
throw Mesut Ozil up there as well.
Within the Leicester squad, you can't really also, like, one of their standout players has been Shinji Okazaki, because he's when Vardy's not been there, he's filled in, he's got the goals as well. He's linked up.
He's consistent, doesn't he?
He's made part of that sort of deadly triangle. There's Mahrez in the playmaker role, and then you've got Okazaki and Vardy. One of those two will get the goals.
It was also good to see Leonardo Ulloa get a goal as well. Which he's had a tough time with injuries and whatnot.
Can we just? I think we also need to rename someone. Claudio Ranieri has not lived up to the title as the Tinkerman.
He's not the Tinkerman.
He's not the Tinkerman anymore. He's the consistent man.
Yeah.
And also, like, I like an article that someone done on Sky Sports today when they said Claudio Ranieri brings out the best in these players. And he certainly does. Like, to get Leicester top of the league in coming towards the end of November is phenomenal.
So far this season, that's fair to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask a Greek man that, I'm not sure he will agree with you.
Oh yeah, but Greek football's rubbish.
I completely agree with you. Completely agree. We'll move from one expected result, I suppose, with Leicester's win over Newcastle, to a very unexpected result, the Hawthorns. West Brom beat Arsenal on Saturday.
They lost me so much money.
No, the arcade football team does not condone gambling.
Only
when it wins.
Only when I gamble.
But it was a great result for the Baggies, first of all.
Oh yeah, like Tony Pulis has always not had a fantastic, but he's always had a decent record against top 4 sides.
I mean, it moves them up to 12th, and it's a battle between West Brom and Stoke for the pride of the Midlands at the moment, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which is important to the Albion fans.
Because the other Midland team is not doing quite well.
We'll get on to that in a moment. But Arsenal, though, can they come back from this to put together a title?
Of course they can.
Or is it another Arsenal jitter and they're going to fall away again?
Thing is, it's like what I said in the last podcast. Ask me if they're title contenders in February, because they always have a spell. They get a few key injuries, they have a few bad results, and next thing you know, they're outside the top 4. We just had the news that Coquelin's out for 3 months. That's along with their other 10 players who are injured. Giroud's only just really come back into goal-scoring form. You got Walcott, Oxlade-Chamberlain just coming back to training. Wilshire's still in a wheelchair somewhere in London.
Wilshire's wheelchair.
But it just seems to be a laughing stock that every time Arsenal seems to be, we're going to have a title charge. Oh no, 3 players are injured.
Thing is, I think
they are the most injured Premier League team in Premier League history now. I'm not even making that up. That is a genuine stat.
I I think they can. Like, I think they can turn it around and put in a title challenge. I really do, because Chelsea are so far out of it now, and I don't think Manchester United are going to put a title bid in at all. I really don't. So Arsenal is going to be the genuine one, in my opinion. And if they are, then they need to buy a world-class defender in January.
I would personally say Manchester United are more likely to win the title this season than Arsenal.
Well, then you obviously are blind. They
We'll
play the
move-
most dull football I've ever seen.
but they win games. It's
Without scoring goals,
Jose,
yeah. Right.
Jose Mourinho's made a career of 1-0 wins.
Oh, yeah, but there's a difference.
Chelsea won the league a few years ago, and how many 1-0 wins?
Yeah, okay, but
We'll move on from Arsenal to their North London rivals, who got a thumping victory yesterday.
I think
Absolutely thumping.
Harry Kane is really starting to show he is the all-round striker now.
And show he's not a one-season wonder.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, he had a slow start, to say the least.
Yeah, they had a stat in his first 8 Premier League games. He only got 1 goal. He's now got 8 in his last 5.
Yeah, and he's well on his way to. He's got Jamie Vardy in his eyes really, I suppose, and he's trying to break
Ideally,
that
it's
record of goals consecutively.
between him and Vardy on who's going to be England's starting striker with Rooney at Euro 2016.
I
I think it's got to be Kane.
I think it's Kane. He's got more experience.
Well, I thought that was a given. Just because Vardy scores 10 goals on the trot doesn't make him a starter.
No, but you
They're
think,
two different sort of strikers.
yeah, they're two different sorts of strikers. But you've got to think: do you want to go with Harry Kane, who say he doesn't score another goal for the rest of this season? Or do you want to go with Vardy, who's proved that he's consistent enough to go out there, get the goals, even though when he's not supposed to?
Yeah.
Thing is,
Because we did that with Rooney in 2004, and it worked all right.
It
worked.
He ain't had a bad career.
He's not done too badly.
Harry Kane is, for me, the kind of striker that England needs. Someone that can hold up the ball in the final third. He doesn't seem that strong, but the goal he scored against West Ham, the first goal, was brilliant. He turned his defender like he wasn't there, and I was this is what we need. We haven't had this in years.
We must stress, West Ham defended like a Sunday League side.
No.
Come on, you saw some of those goals?
I think the first 2 goals, I agree with you.
Kane's second is just dreadful.
Yeah,
defending.
but the other 2 goals they conceded, I don't agree with you, because I think it's just literally Tottenham ripped them apart.
I didn't see it, so I'm not allowed to comment, but quite frankly I don't like West Ham, so I'm quite happy to compare them to a school side.
So we'll move on from Tottenham. I don't think there's anything else happened in the Premier League this week.
Hang on, Lukaku. Villa. Rubbish, Villa. Yes, let's go.
Oh, we're running out of time, guys.
No,
Unfortunately, we have not.
Yeah, Everton limped over the line and were lucky to get a 4-0 victory. I just can't.
It didn't reflect.
We were absolutely destroyed. Oh.
And well done, Lukaku, on becoming the 5th player ever to score 50 Premier League goals under the age of 23.
Definitely.
He is a striker that I regret Chelsea letting go. I still think we should never let him go. I really do.
I don't think Lukaku is a striker that Mourinho could get the best of. Personally,
he's, in my opinion, he's not better than Drogba, obviously, but he's a different style of player, but he's still got that strength that Drogba always had.
Lukaku's got the strength.
It's just he used it in a different manner.
He's got the heading ability, but I would say Lukaku's better with his feet than Drogba or whatever was.
Drogba was just unbelievable with his head, that was it.
The reason why Lukaku also didn't do well at Chelsea is because he had a mouth on him. And
I swear, every player that leaves Chelsea, you say to me they've got a mouth on them. They can't all have a mouth on them, surely.
Everyone's born with a mouth, mate.
As we know.
But generally, when we won the Champions League, Lukaku was part of the squad, and when asked in an interview, how come you didn't join in with the celebrations, even though you're named on the squad list and everything? He said, I didn't feel like I won it because I didn't play enough. And it's like, okay, that's fair enough. But then when Mourinho and Di Matteo and we've had various other managers try and manage him, even though he was 18, 19 and fairly untested in the Premier League, He wanted to be our starting striker, regardless of who else we had, or he would threaten to walk out.
I think it comes down to the prices that clubs are playing now. Because didn't Lukaku come in for around 23, 25 million pound? That's
20,
what he signed
I
him
think it
for.
was.
20 million, and
A
we sold him for
striker that gets
26.
signed for 20 million pound should expect to start every week, really.
No, I do agree with that.
that's
I
the
agree.
with that.
He expects to start, but when he signed, we still had Drogba, we still had Anelka, we had Kalou, we had Daniel Sturridge, and Fernando Torres. On paper, those 5 are going to be ahead of the new guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
like the other player, I don't think he's got enough praise from this weekend as well as Ross Barkley.
I was just moving on to Barkley. He also
He's-
got 2 goals.
Like everyone says, oh yeah, Barkley lacks that goal scoring ability. He's just got 2 this weekend and helped out in getting his 2 as well.
I think
Like,
for the
he's brilliant.
for the first time for a few years anyway, England have actually got a rich attacking talent at the moment. When you consider Vardy, Kane, Sturridge,
I'd put Danny
Rooney,
Alley in there as well. The way he
Barkley.
plays.
Sterling.
Sterling, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Walcott,
Mm.
and you've got to probably 4 of them to pay. in your
Oh.
starting lineup.
I'd hate to be Roy Hodgson when he picks that team next
especially
summer.
as Roy Hodgson. Realistically, let's be honest, Hodgson wants to go. You know what? We'll have 8 across the back line. So
I'm surprised he doesn't go, right, Joe Hart in goal, the rest of you go bananas.
But,
the rest don't move from that goal line.
But I do think we have to talk about that there is still a lot of work for Remy Gard to do at Villa. So much that it's incredible.
Oh
in my
yeah,
opinion.
definitely. I mean, if Remy Gard keeps us up, let's just say he's done his job and then some. To be quite honest with you,
To get you 19th, he's done a good job. The way it's looking.
It's early. It is early, but we were just dreadful. I can't even.
Like,
I don't know
well, the
how
thing
you-
We can't rule anything
the
out.
thing
He's
is
only had
that,
2 games.
yeah.
People were saying after they got that draw against Manchester City, oh, Villa were brilliant. You actually look at the game, they weren't. They were
We
really
defended very well,
decent.
which is very.
They
well
had
for us.
something like 20. They had something near 20 shots, not on goal, but they had 20 shots in the game.
Yeah, but you got to understand, 10 of those shots were from 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, and an inform and a Man City that turns up on the day, them shots are flying in the back of the net. I knew that their next game they were going to get thumped, and they actually did, because that kind of thing cannot happen. They're not going to get away with that every week.
No, I know. A lot of people are saying about how Villa are missing a goal scorer. I don't actually agree personally. I think we're missing the creative output.
Like what,
Jordan Ayew's a great finisher.
Mm.
He's got to be given the
Well-
ball in the
well, with,
positions
like,
to finish it.
Delph, when he was there, he had
Delph,
that ability,
yeah.
but now
Who we got that can
too
unlock
much
the defence?
pressure relies on Jack Grealish's shoulders. Too much.
Jack
and
Grealish isn't even in the squad at the minute.
I know, and that's what I mean. It's like, this is one player that's supposed to be a starlight in Villa, and he's not even in the squad.
I mean, there's Carlos Gill, who's a great creative player, but just looks every time he goes out that he just doesn't want to be there.
Mm.
You've got Scott Sinclair, who is the best way to describe him from what I've saw. He's the only attacking player that doesn't know how to attack. To be quite honest with you. And
Sounds
then,
like Wayne Bridge with defending.
I mean, like as we say, AU can finish if he's given the ball in the positions. Gusted can finish if he's given the ball in the positions.
Mm. Yeah,
I don't think we lack a goal scorer. I think we lack.
you've got the ability up there to
Yeah.
score. Like,
Just getting there.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at, as you say, look at Everton. They've got De La Feo, Barkley, Kone, and Lukaku create chances as well.
Mm.
Villa haven't got a creator.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say personally, but hell, what do I know? We'll move from the Premier League and we'll move on to possibly the biggest game of the weekend in world football, El Clasico.
Oh, I thought you were talking about another game.
El Clasico, and Barcelona played quite well, didn't they?
Who were the other two?
Did anyone see Real Madrid? They've been
Yeah, there are missing posters out at the moment for Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale to return home after they went missing on Saturday night.
I think their goalkeeper left the gloves in the goal, but just left and went on holiday for a bit.
Not to take anything away from Barcelona, but Real Madrid were
It should have been more.
I did
Put it that
love
way.
Rafa Benitez's face. It's like 3-0 down. Right, it can't get any worse. Coming back on for Barcelona, Messi. Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that would just... if I was Benitez at that point, I'd go, I'm going home. I'm done. just walk down the tunnel.
Just got a taxi. Taxi,
The
please.
thing is that
Check.
there's all this talk at the moment, like of Rafa Benitez getting the sack, and obviously, well, today we just had a press conference, didn't we?
Yeah,
saying
Benitez has been given his support from Florentino Perez, which
And
is good.
Well, it's good, but I said it from the beginning. He should never have got that job because he's never managed a world-class player apart from Steven Gerrard.
Fernando Torres,
It's the same squad. 2 players though. That's 2 players.
Xabi Alonso.
No,
You're
not
telling
while
me
he
Xabi Alonso-
not while he was at Liverpool. Not while he was at Liverpool. He had to go Real Madrid to become that player. No, are you on something?
Reina in the season that Liverpool challenged for the title was probably the best goalkeeper in England.
No. Van der Sar. You're telling me Van der Sar wasn't better?
He was up there. I don't know. This is the thing. Reina's probably the best
But like,
penalty goalkeeper.
what I'm saying is that
I
like
saw.
when he suddenly was then thrown into this job and he had the likes of Casillas before he moved, obviously. He had Casillas, Ramos, Bale, James Rodriguez, you would say, is up there as well.
That Ronaldo
Ronaldo,
guy, yeah.
Benzema. You had all of these players.
That bloke.
That is 6 players straight away that, in my opinion, he can't manage.
I get what you're saying, but in the summer, what managers were actually available?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying, but he
Benitez was probably the best of the lot that was available.
and that is saying a lot because, in my opinion, Rafa Benitez
because
has never managed a side of that
I'm of
calibre.
the opinion that they shouldn't have sacked Ancelotti personally.
Oh yeah,
That
He's-
was the problem.
in my opinion, he's the best manager available. That's obvious, but not only is he the best manager available, he's arguably one of the best managers of the 21st century.
Let's be honest, it was either Rafa Benitez or Paul Lambert, so... They really pulled the short straw.
In fairness, he won his first game.
Yeah, he did win his first game for Blackburn.
If we're talking about dodgy managers, Steve Keane, former Blackburn Rovers,
Won
man,
it? Yeah, he's
won
the
the
league.
Singapore League. I know that's not much, but he won it. There's like 2 other teams in
And
it.
seeing as Football Manager 2016 came out last week, anyone that wants to go and win the Singapore League, go and take Steve Keane's job from him again, because
Why not?
lols. We'll move on. Quite a serious matter, really, I suppose. The FIFA corruption.
I'm getting fed up with this.
I'm getting fed up. So unfortunately, we don't have Graham on the show today, so
No Graham Brandt.
This might be a conversation that's 10 minutes shorter than it would have been.
And less swearing.
Well, Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini could get 7-year bans from football if found guilty of the corruption claim.
Not enough! Sorry, I thought it'd be Graham.
I sort of feel bad for Platini because it seems like he's sort of been pushed into this in a way.
I was re-listening to one of our old podcasts, and it was when the first FIFA vote went down. It's like, oh, Platini, he's this golden light. He's been geared up by UEFA to take over FIFA. He's going to shine a new light, and there's all of a sudden it's there like he's got as well. Oh gosh!
It very very much seems now. I mean, we'll stick to that original statement and say Platini was being geared up not by UEFA but by Blatter to take over FIFA. So yeah. Who is the saviour then? Who is the saviour of football?
Brendan Rodgers.
Oh gosh! Me. Can we
Luis Figo? Anyone? No.
can we take over FIFA?
I think we could get it trending. Hashtag RK for FIFA.
Why not?
But if people
We're serious. We're serious.
honestly, just so that you guys know right now, if people throw millions of pounds at me, I'm going corrupt.
That's got our student debts covered for a long time. We'll make it not as obvious as Qatar getting a World Cup, but we might be a bit corrupt.
Australia
seems a solid place.
They don't have any money though, so
USA. USA has the money.
has the money.
Has the money.
We'll move on from it because everything that's been said has been said. I think,
Yeah.
on the FIFA matter. And we'll move on to a similarly annoying matter, I suppose. And this is the matter of managers being put under a lot of pressure when they don't need to be. Gary Monk at Swansea is the latest example.
I think Gary Monk is very lucky to still be in his job personally. I think if that was, let's try and think of a manager's. If that was Alan Pardew
At Palace.
I think he might have gone by now.
See, the problem is, and I understand that they're not playing well, but who out there can do a better job?
Brendan Rodgers.
I don't think for a minute Brendan
I think we
Rodgers
need to make
could do
that like a button in here. Brendan Rodgers.
It's just our pun line.
Who can be the new Cravendale icon?
And then
Brendan
if
Rodgers.
we ever, by any chance, get him as a guest on this podcast, we can just I'm Kyle Dixon, joined by the two Matt and
Brendan Rodgers. No, but like Gary Monk is a good manager, don't get me wrong. But the way Swansea are going, they're a team that's slowly heading back towards the Championship if he stays in charge.
If you look at his overall results, they're not too special. I've got them up here. Since taking over in the 4th of February 2014, he has managed 75 games and won 28 of them with a win percentage of 37.3. If that was any big club,
They would be out.
he would be out the door.
I'd look at
Ronald.
at a side like Swansea. I wouldn't look at the win record. I'd look at the loss record.
30.
That ain't bad. That's an
Out
average
of
sort of
75
Thir-
games. That's not bad.
It's an average sort of record at an average sort of club.
Well, I think 2 years ago, I would have put Swansea, the way things were going, up there with Southampton.
Yeah.
Because Southampton and them were, like, whenever they play each other, they were on the same calibre.
Yeah, Swansea, Southampton,
And Stoke.
Stoke,
Yeah.
the Palace this season maybe have taken
Yeah.
into that
So-
bracket.
That's where I thought things were going. But then we suddenly get Andre Ayew and Gomes on form. And I started thinking, oh, this could be the season they actually get into Europe and be a good contender. But then it now just looks like, oh yeah, no, we're not actually doing that. We're heading backwards again. Like,
It must
what?
be noted that Jefferson Montero still leads the way for the most amount of dribbles in the Premier League this season, which is quite a nice little stat.
Because he's got no one to pass the ball to.
he's just running around.
That's
really selfish.
that's not a good stat. It's just no one wants the ball off him.
Yeah.
He's been nicknamed Forrest Gump.
I think last week we actually didn't do any predictions, guys.
Oh god.
Oh dear me.
It's been a staple of our podcast in the Series 1 and Series 2, so we're bringing it back.
Yay!
Seeing as this is being recorded on a Monday night, hopefully posted on Tuesday morning, we might as well do a full week's prediction.
Ooh. Is that going to include the Monday night game that just kicked off?
It's not going to include seeing as I'm watching it to my left. It will go with maybe, let's go Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, and if there's any big European games this weekend.
That sounds good.
Sounds good?
Good.
Right, so let's just get to the fixtures. Be a good idea.
That's always a great start.
Are we taking them down again, by the way?
You can take them down if you want to take them down.
We said we'd do this in start of Series 2. I think we only actually wrote up 3.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it.
We'll move. So we'll
With all this
obviously,
dissertation and FMP.
Oh gosh.
Champions League this weekend.
Dun, dun,
Or
dun.
this week. Even.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We'll go through all the English teams. There are also some other quite big
Tasty
sort of
games.
Tasty games, yes.
Well, like Leon and Gent.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
This is a
Definitely.
this is a repeat. For any of those who aren't familiar with the Champions League and Europa League fixtures, where have you been? This is the reverse fixtures of match week 1.
Yep. So, I think we'll start Barcelona, AS Roma.
Ooh.
That sounds like a start of a
That's
great
a
pod.
tasty game. That is a tasty game. Tuesday night, Group E. I mean, Barcelona and Roma are going to go through.
Is that confirmed or just?
Well,
who else?
Barcelona are through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roma need a win to go through. Well, I say
Isn't
Roma
Bayer
don't go through.
Leverkusen in
Bayer
second?
Leverkusen are pushing them, to be fair.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
That means won't Roma Bayer Leverkusen be the last game? Winner take all.
It very well could be. It's where are we going? Yes, no, it's Roma, Bate, Borisov. So you got to say the favourites because Bayer Leverkusen got Barcelona in the last game.
And last time they met, didn't it end up like 11-0 on aggregate?
Yeah, something like that.
Something stupid.
So we'll go with predictions. Matt Toy.
I have gone for 2-0 Barcelona.
Matt Thowney.
1-1.
I'm going to go 2-1 Barcelona. It's going to be a tighter game than a lot of people reckon. At the Emirates, it's Arsenal versus Dynamo Zagreb, and they have to
They
win
genuinely
that game.
have to win. We're not even making this up.
They genuinely
It's
have to
disgusting
win.
how badly they've done.
Well, I suppose losing to Bayern is no embarrassing.
No, but like what
But
they've done
losing to
against
Zagreb-
Everton.
Losing to Zagreb and Olympiacos is. So Arsenal have to win, and if Olympiacos get any sort of point against Bayern Munich, it's elementary.
More or less over then, yeah.
It
It is
genuinely
over.
Mathematically is over.
Oh.
It'll be between them and Zagreb for
Arsenal-
Europa League.
Arsenal are 6 points off Olympiacos at the moment, who are joint top with Bayern. If Olympiacos beat Bayern, there's a good chance they could finish top of the group, which is a scary, scary thing. Predictions, Matt Ty.
Ugh, sorry, I'm eating.
Damn you.
I am going for a 2-2 draw.
Ooh. Bye-bye Arsenal. Matt Thowney.
No, I think 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal.
Oh, yeah, I think Arsenal will get back to winning ways. They have to win this one. They won't go through in the group though, let's be honest.
The reason, can I have some reasoning though?
Because it's too much of a gap. to
No,
get
can I
back
explain my
up.
reasoning?
Oh, right, yeah. I think it's asking me
I
for my
know-
opinion for once.
We know your opinion. But the reason why I think Arsenal will draw, there's too much pressure on them. It's a must-win game, just for a chance for second against Olympiacos. And when they went to Zagreb with no pressure on them, they lost. So I just don't think they'll be able to do it.
To counter that though, Bayern Munich at home, they had all the pressure on them and they won.
Yeah, but
Bayern Munich away, they got destroyed, but vice versa. We'll move on to the other English team in European demise, I suppose. Chelsea. They haven't had the best of groups, have they?
1-2 drew, 1 lost 1.
But we are top now, aren't we?
No,
You're second.
Second.
3
Second,
points
sorry,
off
yeah.
Porto. If you win, you will be going through, I would believe. Depends on how Kiev get
Yeah,
on
because
in
we
Porto.
won our last game, didn't we?
we beat Kiev.
Yeah.
So we're ahead of them on... If we tie with points with Kiev, we've got the head-to-head record.
Yeah. What
We're in Maccabi.
in Maccabi Tel Aviv, and Chelsea don't really do well with away atmospheres this year. So
We don't really do well
we
at
don't
home,
do
to be
well
honest.
anyway. Yeah. What you guys got? Well, 2 Chelsea fans, so I guess where this is going.
2-0 Chelsea win.
1-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea are gonna. I'm gonna go. 3-0. I'm gonna go 3-0. Why not? What other tasty games have we got? Man
No.
United. We'll move on to actually Man United PSV Eindhoven.
I was looking at Shakhtar Donetsk against Real Madrid. Because that, in some ways, that could decide Rafa Benitez's fate if he loses it. They lose that.
I don't think they'll set Rafa.
Oh no,
Benitez
because
as
they're
well.
already through. No, they're already through. Yeah. So
there is that, and also because at the moment, apart from Brendan Rodgers, who out there?
Brendan
can
Rodgers.
I know who will save them. David Moyes.
I thought he was going to say Alan
David
Irvine
Moyes.
then.
We'll move. Yeah, we'll go to Wednesday. Man United PSV. This is actually a very big game because this is the group where it's wide open. Any one of the 4 teams could win.
Isn't they on
Aren't they
6
all
points?
Yeah, aren't they all on 6?
United are on 7, PSV and Wolfsburg are on 6, and CSKA are on 4. So
God.
there's literally 3 points between top and bottom. So this if United win, you would say they're favourites to win the league. The league.
Get that out of your head, would you?
It's really not easy to beat PSV this year.
I've gone for a 1-1 draw.
No, I think 2-0 United. I think De Gea will show.
I'm going 2-1 PSV.
Ooh.
1 up.
Keep the group interesting.
Attack. In Group D, we'll go through both the games actually because they're quite tasty games. Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Sevilla is the first one on my list. At this point, you would probably say that both are unlikely to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, well, Borussia Mönchengladbach have to win both games, as do Sevilla realistically, but Gladbach need to win both and hope that nobody else gets any points. So how is that going to work? Yeah.
Logic.
Sevilla, is there a chance of them going through?
Juve would really have to slip up, in my opinion. Despite the amount of injuries they've got,
they are back to winning ways as well, really.
Yeah,
they're back on form.
When Manchester City played them on the opening day of the Champions League, Juve were on a really bad run of form,
and they still won.
Yeah, they still won. So now they're back to winning ways. You can see them, like going through now comfortably.
UEFA was showing a comparison of the last time City travelled to Turin to face Juventus and their team. It was quite funny seeing the likes of Shea Given, Dedrick Boyata, Patrick Vieira playing in the Europa League for City against Juventus.
Nice. So Gladbach Sevilla first of all, predictions.
I will go for 2-1 Gladbach.
Yeah, I'll go for the same as that. Yeah.
You're agreeing with me?
Sevilla are going to win 3-1. Telling you. Keep an eye. By the way, if anyone that's listening to this wants to write down these predictions for us, you are more than welcome to put it in a comment on your YouTube.
Throw Carl straight in the bin because they're not going to happen.
Because we can't be bothered, I suppose.
We should do a league of like our results.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't because we tried that last time and that did not work.
It's just a lot of effort.
Anyway,
Man United PSV predictions.
We've done that.
We did do that. Juve Man City even predictions.
I am going for 1-0 Juventus.
Yeah, I'd say I'm going to go 1-0. I think City's form, like despite losing on the weekend, I can see them picking up a point at Turin.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 1-1 as well. I'm thinking that. And that's the end of the Champions League games, unfortunately. We'll move on though because there is Europa League action on Thursday, and the Europa League has actually been a decent competition this year for once. It's had some decent goals, some decent games,
decent people.
Can a British side win it for once, please?
What do you mean for once?
I know Chelsea won it, but I'm on about a side like Tottenham or Celtic or something like Liverpool even at this point.
I don't think Celtic will win it.
Well, Celtic got a tough game on Thursday, and that's when we'll start with Celtic versus Ajax at Celtic Park. That's going to be a hell of a game.
2-0. Oh, sorry, go on.
Matt. We'll start with Matt Thowney for the Europa League. Why not?
2-0 Ajax.
2-0 Ajax.
3-1 Ajax.
Oh, let's go 5.
3-2 Ajax. It's interesting looking at that group, really. You'd say Celtic and Ajax are the biggest out of the four. I mean, I know Fenerbahce are quite a decent team, but Mulder have absolutely destroyed the group, haven't they? Top 10 points.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came back to Mould and destroyed Celtic.
Yeah. Liverpool Bordeaux. Group is the signed Group B, and I know
where's Liverpool in that group? Aren't they?
They are second. They are second
behind.
Bordeaux are 3 points behind them, so that if they want to go through, they have to win this game.
Yeah.
Logically,
I'll go 3-1 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
4-1 Liverpool. Keep it up. 4-1. 4-1. Come on.
Goals.
Yeah. Oh God.
We've got to have one. We've got to have at least one per season. I think we oversubscribed last season.
FC Basel Fiorentina. Quite a big game.
Fiorentina have had some really weird form this season because they're in their Serie A match on the weekend. They were 2-0 down against a team no one's really heard of, but still managed to get a 2-2 draw.
Top of the league now, aren't they?
Nah, Inter Milan.
Oh, Inter Milan went back top, didn't they? They were top on Saturday, Fiorentina. What do you guys reckon? Matt Thowney.
Oh God, like I keep up with these two teams. 0-0. I'm just say 0-0 because I have no idea like how good Fiorentina are in recent times. Like I know they've been good in the past, but
ever the optimist. Matt Ty.
3-2 Fiorentina.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Ooh.
2-2. Well, then with Spurs on the Europa League and the European journey we're going through together. Tottenham are away to FK
Qarabag.
Qarabag.
Watch how you say that.
Is this that weird Kazakhstani team?
Yeah, it should be an easy win for Spurs, really, especially after the thumping.
Didn't they
They
draw
gave
with
West
them
Ham.
though?
They did, but it was Tottenham were a different side then. Hopefully now, you'd hope.
Yeah, but
No.
weren't they on their unbeaten run?
They were
I
still
don't
on that.
know where the
Yeah, they were,
start
because he's
there.
been up.
They've
since
been
the start
unbeaten
of the season.
since the start of the season.
So it's not a different side
Is
at all.
Is this a chance for him to really play the kids though? Tottenham, I believe, are in a position where
They can go through now, can't they, if they win?
I think they'll need a point to confirm
Yeah.
they've gone through.
Um,
I would.
They're top and they're a point off Monaco. Monaco are a point off Spurs even. Yeah, a win would put them through really. So
I'll go for.
I'll go for a 2-0 Spurs win then. I reckon they'll play everyone and then play the kids against whoever's their last game.
Yeah, I'd
Fine,
say
anyway.
2-0 Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 all round. Why not? Now to the bread and butter. Premier League.
Championship. Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Steady.
League One football.
Not till next season for me, Matt. Not till next season.
No, we're talking about League One.
Speaking of that, it's the first game on the list is from Villa Park actually. Aston Villa against Watford.
Oh, what a dull
Big-
game that's
Big
going to be.
relegation 6-pointer that is, and I'm not even joking. That's a big relegation 6-pointer.
It's also got Ballsville written all over it.
I don't know. Sometimes you see these.
You've got Igalo in there.
Igalo, Villa. This is a game they'll go. You know what? Why not? Let's just go all out and see what we can do. Hopefully,
And lose
as
for-
Matt
and-
Fanny dies.
And lose 4-0.
What do you guys reckon? Or are you going for now?
No, I'm not going 4-0. You can't suffer that 2 times in a week. Probably, realistically, maybe. I'll go 3-1 Watford. I'm sorry, mate.
Matt Tyler's left the building. Matt Fanny, what's your prediction, mate?
No, I thought about this before you said that.
Mate.
I'm going to go 1-1.
That'll do.
It's a point more than you've had in your last 5 games.
I'm gonna be optimistic. 2-0 Villa. Come on, you can do this.
There's optimistic, then there's just plain
It's just stupidity.
Bournemouth Everton. He's the next one on the list.
No, Bournemouth started scoring goals. Like, Callum Wilson out the side, the others are starting to contribute.
Yeah,
like
Josh King started scoring
Joshua
goals.
King.
I would have said if they'd have beat Swansea at the weekend, they have a chance. But after not beating Swansea in the way that went down, and then Everton destroying us, you can't. It's. I mean, as you know, you're a betting man, Matt.
but hang
odds
on.
on.
Just to
Come
clarify,
He's not a good
just to clarify, whatever result I go for on here, always go for the opposite, because you are going to win money. Trust me when I say this.
Yeah, there are.
What do you mean
actually
go
a
for
few,
the
isn't
other
there?
one? There's 2 other options.
That's
Win,
what I mean.
loss or draw.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just don't go for the one I say, basically. It's a stupid idea.
Both sides leave the pitch when it's abandoned.
Snow.
Snow. We're getting there. It's that cold.
Yeah.
There's been snow result.
Oh, that's bad. Just
Yeah, that
I'm
was.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, please get on with your prediction and leave the room now.
I'm disappointed in myself. I feel like I've let my family down. I've let the system down.
Matt Ty predictions.
2-1 Everton.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Everton. Yeah.
Because this, I'm going to go with my brain actually.
Oh God.
I know.
Really?
2-0 Everton. I was going to say the Villa fans in me is hoping that Everton stuff them like 6-0 and then goal difference might come into it in the end. But we'll go 2-0.
At their state at Dean Road, really.
Screw the Bournemouth fans. Palace Newcastle in the Alan Pardew derby. No one else getting on board with that.
Well, it will happen because we had the Brendan Rodgers derby.
We had the
didn't we?
Brendan Rodgers
so
derby,
that will
exactly.
actually happen probably.
Yeah. What do you reckon? I mean, it depends on how Palace get on tonight, I suppose. It really judges that. I reckon Palace will get the result. I'll go first.
What, tonight or?
Both?
No, he's
Both.
going first.
Matt Ty goes first.
No, I'm going to pass this over to Kyle, my good friend Kyle.
I reckon they'll get the North East double. Actually, they'll beat Sunderland tonight, hopefully, and I think they'll beat Newcastle 2-0 Palace. This is where you guys come in.
I tend to agree with you there. I think they will beat Sunderland quite easily tonight, and Newcastle will put up a bit more of a fight, but I think it will be 2-1 Palace.
I'm going for 4-1 Palace against Newcastle.
Okay.
Wilfried Zaha to get 2 goals. I said don't agree with me.
Man City Southampton is the game at the Etihad. That could be a tough game for City if they don't get a result in Europe against Juve. 2 bad results and then Southampton. It's not really
true.
You can't really predict what Southampton will do.
No.
At the moment, you can't. Like, for some reason, they are so inconsistent this season. It's weird. Like, yeah.
I'm going 3-0 City.
3-0 City.
Why not?
What? Why not?
Well.
2-0 City.
I have gone for a 2-2 draw.
Sunderland Stoke in the game that goalkeepers like to score.
That has 0-0 all over it. That is my prediction.
No, come on. I'm hoping Stoke do the Villa a favour and stuff.
Yeah, I'm really optimistic. There'll be a lot of goals in this game. 0-0.
Are we going to see Sunderland continuing the northeast trend with fans where their fans leave half hour into the game?
I think a hashtag should be brought up north saying North.
Hashtag Northeast Walkout.
Yeah, Northeast Walkout.
just Sunderland are losing again. Hashtag leaving. I'm going to go 2-0 Stoke. Leicester Man United is the top of the table clash. First versus second.
If someone said to them, like when they were bottom of the table this time last year, that you'll be top of the table
playing United for the top spot,
and you've got to remember, this game last year was probably up there with match of the season.
That was an amazing game.
Triumphant Leicester victory. Jamie Vardy made a name for himself. Can we see that again? Or is Van Gaal a bit boring for you?
It's going. I think this is, despite how attacking Leicester have been this season, I think it's going to be a very dull game because United are going to diffuse that attack.
I think personally Leicester will still go for the attack, but United are going to.
They will, but they'll diffuse it through that defence. I think.
I'm going 3-0 United.
I have gone for 2-1 United.
0-0.
You are such in a good mood, aren't you? I'm very optimistic today.
I know, but like I said, don't agree with me.
There's a stellar bumper 4 games on the Sunday. Thanks.
And I'll probably be in work for all of them.
White Hart Lane. I mean, you mentioned Tottenham might rest the kids on the weekend because they have a big European game. I mean, they've only got a mid-table side in Chelsea. At White Hart Lane on Sunday. This again was a great game last season. Could it happen again?
I hope not.
Yeah, you would. 12 o'clock kickoff. Tottenham versus Chelsea. Matt Ty.
The thing is, I can't judge Chelsea on anything this season because our best string of results are 3 games when we played Porto. No, we played Maccabi, Walsall,
West Brom.
And West Brom. That's the only time we've won consecutive games.
And even that West Brom one was a tough one.
Yeah, that was a very tough one.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll lose. I think it will be a 2-2 draw.
Matt Thowney.
3-1 Tottenham.
All right, Dave been in your ear.
No, but I think Chelsea will lose that, the way things are going.
I'm going to go 0-0. Mourinho's going to ground this. He's going to park the bus, isn't he? He's going to take.
We have a bus.
Yeah, the Chelsea bus was damaged a few years ago, wasn't it?
It's the Arriva bus.
It's the ex-Brendan Rodgers derby.
The ex-Brendan.
Liverpool versus Swansea at Anfield, which Liverpool.
Joe Allen derby.
The Joe Allen derby. There we go. I knew there was someone. What do you guys reckon? I reckon that's a comfortable Liverpool win.
Yeah, I've 3-0 Liverpool.
5-2 Liverpool.
Did you look at the clock or something?
I think
it's 5-2.
I think Swansea's defence will suffer quite badly, but Swansea will still score.
I'm gonna go 4-0 Liverpool. Why not? It's a good reason as anything. In the game that guarantees world-class goals, It's Norwich versus Arsenal.
I thought you were talking about West Ham United then.
History tells us that Arsenal like to score goal of the season contenders against Norwich.
Yeah. Jack Wilshere.
Jack Wilshere's not playing, so it's not going to happen, is it?
No, but like...
He's just going to come out in his wheelchair. I can do it, guys!
Head it in the net. If he comes out in his wheelchair and scores a goal of the season. Done.
He just
Give
plays.
him the award.
He just plays running along holding a drip.
Oh, wow.
Very morbid thoughts there. Carrow Road could be bouncing, and if Arsenal have had a bad week by that point, Norwich might target that and go, we can get 3 points from
But
this.
then again, Arsenal could be revelling in Warrow of not keeping up Wenger's perfect 16 years consecutively getting out of group stage, and will just absolutely roll Norwich.
Yeah. Very, very... It might end up being like, do you know when...
It could be a 1-0 Norwich win or 7-0 Arsenal.
Do you know when, for example, in like comics and superhero films where the superhero's really angry and just destroys whoever gets actually...
Like
gets in his
Superman
way?
snapping Zod's neck in
Yeah.
Man of Steel. He just
Yeah.
gets
Sounds like Eric Cantona.
Arsenal are going to be Superman, and Norwich will be Zod.
Sounds like Vinnie Jones, I was going to say.
Just the first 5 minutes, let them know you're there.
Yeah, but I think Arsenal should win. I think
4-0
they should
Arsenal.
win.
I'm actually going to go 2-1 Norwich because I thought my earlier statement could turn out to be correct. So that's the Premier League.
well,
fixtures.
You've missed out a game,
Yeah.
and secondly, I think I'll 3-1 Arsenal. You've missed out West Ham.
I've missed out West Ham.
Do we have to?
I have.
Just
Yeah,
because
but
West Brom are only...
I'm saying this to anyone who's listening from my hometown, my friends. Nobody cares. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Upton Park, West Ham,
You're
West Brom.
such an arse.
The West Derby.
The West. No.
No.
Doesn't really work.
No. There is no...
I'm trying to look for
This game is just plain.
The dull Derby.
It's vanilla ice cream. You need it there, but it's not necessary.
you accept it happens. It's that weird relative. It's like you just see him once at Christmas, all right, and then just that's it. No more contact with you.
This is the game you simulate on FIFA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quick sim.
Yeah.
Quick sim.
Yeah. You want to play every game, but then you get to the end, you go, oh, that game doesn't really matter. To be fair, let's just be on with this.
You've already run the leagues. Like you put the kids out. It's like that.
Oh, I'm going to get so much hate for this. Matt Ty, West Ham, West Brom.
2-0 West Ham.
Yeah, 2-0 West Ham. Come on, Carl, agree.
My head actually says a West Brom victory, but I'm not going to predict a West Brom victory. that hurts.
Your
That
heart.
hurts a
Your
hell of
heart
a lot more
says.
than it should. 6-0 West Ham.
You can tell he's a fan of West Brom.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Supporting my hometown club.
Boing. Boing. I just can't. Yes, we've done the predictions. We've done the stories. We're gonna just have a quick plug at the end because we have a brand new writer at RK Football Talk. David Newman's joined us all the way from Dublin, Ireland. His articles are out there now. Hopefully, we'll get him on the show at some point.
Get him via Skype.
Get him via Skype. Yeah, his articles are very good. Actually, I've had a good read. They are.
The ones he's posted have been
That
great.
they are very good. So hopefully he'll be posting for us. We are always looking for new writers, of course. If you want to join the team, send us a article to rkfootballtalk@gmail.com and we'll get it up if it's good, and we'll get you on the team just like we have David.
Also, if you want to join the podcast, feel free to tweet us if you're interested, and we'll see if we can fit you on.
Yeah, just see if you're a good enough person. No Man United fans. No.
We've got enough of them now.
No Arsenal.
This is all jokes, of course.
And
We'll accept anyone,
if
even
any
Southend fans.
We do.
best team in the world with the best goalkeeper in the world.
Listen, any fans are happy. We've got Chelsea, Southend, Man United and Villa fans. So anyone is welcome.
Yeah, Tottenham can come if they want, but not accepted.
We may have suffered technical difficulties when you are speaking, but we still validate your opinion. We may not just choose to recognise it.
We are going to end the podcast on a more serious note. Last week in France, the terror attacks in Paris happened, and such a terrible day. All of us here at the RK team want to pay our respects and commiserations. We're gonna end the show a bit differently this week. There is no final theme song for us. We're going to play out a very, very passionate version sung by the French rugby team a few years ago of Le Marseillaise, the French national anthem. That's how we're going to play it out. It's our own respects. So I've been Kyle Dixon.
I've been Matt Toe.
I've been Matt Thowney. Thank you very much.
We will be back hopefully next week with episode 3. Fingers crossed. And to all those who suffered in Paris, we give best wishes. Because it was just a horrible night. We finally have the French national anthem ready to play. And we will see you next week.